Hello and welcome back to Car Culture, another quick review here at SMMT Test Day. At the moment we've got this Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, which is, as you can see, very off-roady looking. It's got the big tyres, it's obviously been through some mud already, and hopefully we'll take it through some mud ourselves. Now, a bit about the car. Obviously it's, as you know, Stellantis owns Jeep and Fiat and all that, so it's going to have sort of lots of parts from various other cars, and we can see that the interior, to be fair, it's got, you know, lots of sort of buttons and things from like other Jeeps and Fiats, and the interior itself is, the seats are quite comfortable, but there isn't very much room in here. Like, I mean, you can see I'm literally pushed right up against the steering wheel, and then the pillars right there. It's like not very much of a gap, big, considering it's a very big car. The rear seats are a little bit better, but overall it's not actually that spacious inside, to be honest, which is surprising. Now we'll move on to a little bit more about the car in terms of the engine specs and the different options. Of course, there are a lot of options. In America there are V8 options. Here in the UK we've got a 3.6 litre V6 with a manual gearbox, and this one we've got at the moment is a 2 litre 4-cylinder with a turbo. But let's see what it's like on the move. So here we are, we're on currently the road, because I thought I'd try out the Jeep on the road, because that's where obviously most of the time it would be. First impressions, it's very big. It's again got quite light steering, which is kind of ideal for, you know, normal driving. But yeah, overall driving in town it would be fairly easy. Obviously, not giving the size into consideration or anything like that. It is actually very smooth to drive, very easy with the steering. It's very light, and you've got so many sensors. You've got like a massive screen here, which looks like a desktop. Now, I've touched briefly on the interior, of course. Now, it's obviously very Fiat and Stellantis feel inside, which is, you know, not the greatest, as we know. Like the Renegade reviewed in Italy, it feels very much like that. You know, the buttons are all the same. The sort of leather, sort of plasticky leather kind of feels the same. So inside it's not the greatest. The screen is a lot better than the Renegades, I'll be honest. Like, there's much more on it. But yeah, it's just not the best. It could be better.
Overall on the road the Jeep feels okay. It is very big, but it's easy to drive. It's not very fast either, especially with the 2 litre engine in it, but let's see how it does off-road.
So yes, we just tried the off-roading course in the Jeep Wrangler. This is going to be fun because there's lots of big puddles we can go through, really testing out the capabilities of this thing. And there are, well, I'll mention it now actually, there are quite a few different sort of modes on the car. We've currently got the all-wheel drive sort of low-range gearbox here, and we can lock the diffs as well here, which is pretty cool. So we're going up a nice steep incline or going down a steep incline. It doesn't mean they'll just slide down. So we've come to something called the ditch run, which sounds very inviting. There's a big puddle approaching here, look at this. Yeah, that's a bit deeper than I thought. I can see why they called it the ditch. It is literally a ditch. Right, full send up the hill. That's a steep incline. Look at that. I'm actually quite impressed. That's quite good, actually. Not bad, actually. I'm quite impressed with that. That was quite a steep gradient there, and it coped with it quite well. Right, we're coming up to kind of the opposite now. It's this, which is, well, it's a big steep hill kind of thing. This would be interesting to see. There we go, look at that. You know, this is pretty much the average UK road. This is, you know, the average commute to work, and it's coping rather well, actually. Going through some water. Let's see how steep this is, or deep it is even. Look at that. That's literally, the water's literally at the door. Does it come in? Is the water coming in?
Not yet.
So there we are. That is the off-roading in the Jeep. Overall, I'm pretty impressed. It's coped really well with most of the sort of bumps, and hills that we're doing. And yeah, I'd recommend it for off-roading.
So there we go. The Jeep isn't too bad on the road and pretty good off-road. It has good off-road functionalities like the diff locks and the low-range gearbox, making it perfect for any encounter. If I was going to be buying one, I'd probably go for the bigger V6 or V8, as I think the 4-cylinder does lack the power. But it's definitely cheaper to run in the UK. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see you next time.